This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by former world champion David Haye here in Saudi Arabia. David, good to see you. I've seen you walking around. You seem in very good spirits. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good over here in Saudi. Just got in from Qatar, Doha. To maybe I'm maybe calling the fight for TNT Sports Box Office. I'm looking forward to that. Got Carl Frampton in there with me as well. So it's going to be very, very intriguing. Having all these belts, potentially in one place after the final bell, or someone gets chinned.
I was about to ask, would you be surprised if it was a draw on
No, I actually think it's going to be a draw. I think Usyk is going to win the fight the same way I believed that Ngannou won the fight when he fought Tyson Fury. Although he didn't win the fight, technically on points, I thought he did. I'm not a judge, but I thought Ngannou did enough to win that fight, and it went Tyson Fury's way. I think Usyk is going to win this fight, in my opinion, but two of the judges are going to have it even, and one judge is going to have it for Usyk, and we're going to have a majority draw.
When I've probably asked about 50 people, say, within boxing, and for a lot of them, when they predict this fight, they say a good big man beats a good little man. What's your thoughts on that saying, and does it apply?
No, it's correct. It's right. 100% is right. If all's equal, the big one beats the little one. But when there's an exceptional little one and a good big one, the exceptional one wins, or the more skilled one wins. That's the reason why so many fighters over the years have been able to go through the weight divisions. Manny Pacquiao can go through the weight divisions, even though the guys were significantly bigger than himself. He can go up. It's the same thing with Canelo Alvarez. He's exceptional and he's able to fight guys bigger than himself.
What's the key for Oleksandr then? Obviously, you're backing him deeply here, so what's the key for him to be able to overcome Tyson Fury?
Not take too much punishment. Be able to use his legs to stay out of range and not get into a close quarters exchange, pulling and pushing, leaning. Don't allow Tyson Fury to do what he did to Steve Cunningham. When he was in there, he was able to really rough up Steve Cunningham, and he didn't outbox him, he just outmanned him because he's significantly bigger. But I think Usyk's been in the ring with Anthony Joshua, 24 rounds of Joshua. He didn't look out of his depth against a big man, so he can hold his form. He's a southpaw as well. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, doesn't like the southpaw style. He doesn't like that left-handed, that front left hand in front of him. It seems to discombobulate him. Even when Ngannou, in his last fight, was able to turn southpaw, Tyson had he couldn't penetrate. And that's Ngannou, who has no pedigree as a southpaw. Just standing in that position, Tyson didn't have any answers whatsoever. Whereas Ngannou tried it for about 4 seconds against Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua put him on his arse.
You mentioned earlier on kind of a leaning perspective. There's been a lot of people kind of talking about Tyson's weight, and they expect him to be lighter going into this fight with Oleksandr Usyk. Do you think that would be a mistake if he was to be?
I think it would be a mistake if he tried to lose weight. He's a heavyweight. He doesn't try to do anything. He just needs to eat healthy and train hard, and that's it. And as a result of that, in my experience, when I eat junk food and don't train, I get fat, and when I train and eat healthy, I get lean, nice and ripped. And I assume he's been eating less junk food and training harder, so he should weigh less than he did for his last fight against Ngannou, because he didn't look that clever on the scales. It didn't look like he'd paid the price nutrition-wise and training-wise. It looked like he just turned up for an easy paycheck, which turned out to be a real difficult one.
There's two factors with both men that could prove to be to their detriment. A lot of people talking about Alexander's body and then the cut above Tyson's eye. Just starting with Alexander's body, do you believe he's weak to the body?
No, I don't think he's weak to the. He's no weaker to the body than anybody else is. He got hit on the cup. That was high in his fight against Daniel Dubois. If the referee started counting, would he have stayed down and been counted out, or would he have got up? But the referee instantly said it was a low blow, gave him time, and so he just took the time. Give me. So I don't think he's weak to the body, but if I was fighting him, I'd definitely be throwing plenty of body shots, because not only maybe he's not weak to the body, but no one has a granite body You know, if you hit someone in the sweet spot, their energy level goes down. I mean, when Derek Chisora fought Usyk, we were really working the body because it did slow his legs down. So that's definitely something that a big man needs to do against a little man who's significantly quicker on his feet, is to slow him down with body shots. So I definitely think that would be something that Tyson Fury would be working on, big bolo shots to the solar plexus. I definitely think that could be a key for Tyson Fury, slowing the faster man down.
The cut above Tyson's eye, obviously with somebody with the skill set and the accuracy of Oleksandr Usyk, would you imagine it's something he's going to look to target, get it to open back up?
100%, he's going to go straight for the eye. Every jab is going to be aimed at that eye, because once it's opened up, potentially that's one eye taken out. That's the field of vision affected, and Tyson's going to get desperate. The more desperate he is, the more open he is to a counter-attack. So definitely, without a doubt, any fighter who's fighting someone who's just had a massive cut over his eye, was it 3 or 4 months ago, is going to be attacking that eye from the very first bell, because if he can open that eye, it's a massive advantage for Usyk.
What have been your thoughts on the reports that Team Usyk aren't necessarily happy with the ring canvas?
I understand, you know, if the canvas is soft, it benefits Tyson Fury. If it's hard, then it's a firmer canvas, you know, thinner canvas. I definitely think that suits Usyk, who's got the superior foot speed in and out of range. I remember when Vladimir Klitschko was fighting Tyson Fury. Vladimir Klitschko tried to have a real spongy ring, and they complained and said they weren't going to fight with the ring being as padded as it was. And fortunately, they was able to get a reasonable ring canvas, which is fair for both fighters. So if it's spongy, it works in Tyson Fury's favour, and if it's harder, definitely Usyk.
Your best heavyweight version of yourself versus this version of Oleksandr or this version of Tyson, which one would you have preferred to face?
I'd say Tyson Fury. I preferred to fight Tyson Fury. I always preferred his style, and I've seen stuff that's happened to him that I haven't seen that many chinks in Usyk's armour, not as many as I've seen in Tyson Fury. So I probably prefer Tyson Fury if I could pick.
David, I've got one more. Deontay Wilder, Zhang. I just want to get your thoughts on that fight, a real crossroads fight.
Yeah, massive fight for both guys, coming off a loss. You know, both coming off those losses to Joseph Parker. Very, very interesting one. If Deontay Wilder can bring back the old magic, if he can throw punches, because he wasn't really throwing punches in that was a very strange performance. Or maybe it was just Joseph Parker nullified him. Maybe people aren't giving Joseph Parker the credit he deserves from, you know, deactivating the bronze bomber. And I definitely, you would assume the way that Zhang eats right hands down the middle, that he's tailor-made for Wilder. If Wilder can go back to anything remotely close to his old magic, he should stop Zhang.
David, thank you. Enjoy
Pleasure.
the rest of this week, and I'll see you soon.
TNT Sports Box Office. Don't miss it.